You know, I think the title of this video says it best. 16 and 16 or 16 and 15? You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have watched Raw are watching Raw right now. It's about 9:47. We're about to get the Seth Rollins segment here on the West Coast, that is. So I'm sure a lot of you who have already seen it, spoiled it, read it, reported it, are talking about it live right here on YouTube, or have talked about it live by the time you see this. I'm probably not too thrilled about what's going to happen at SummerSlam, or at least what we think is going to happen. You see, apparently Seth Rollins looks like he's being penciled in to face John Cena for the WWE Championship in a champion versus champion match. And that's good, as far as we know. But then again, you still have the issue with Kevin Owens. I don't think WWE is just going to drop this, because apparently a lot of the future house shows, they still have Cena and Owens facing each other. Heck, they had them facing off in the main. They had them facing off in the main event of a 6-man tag. So here's the obvious question: is Owens going to be inserted into this? Possibly. Which is why this title is called 16 and 16 or 16 and 15. Or it could say 16 and 15 or 16 and 16. And the reason that the title of this video is due to the fact that everybody knows eventually it's inevitable that John Cena is going to get a 16th title reign. I mean, come on, honestly, you think Vince McMahon is going to let all this stuff with NXT coming up, you know, the way they are, being treated as if they're treated, being able to do what they do sometimes on NXT, do it up here on the main roster. Do you think he's just going to allow that to happen without getting something in return? You don't think he's not going to just say, okay, go ahead. You don't think he's just going to sit there and say, oh yeah, go ahead, have fun, do what you want. I don't care. I don't want nothing in return. Go ahead, you've earned it, blah blah blah. No. Vince McMahon's going to want something in return. He always does. Let's face facts, okay? Let's face legitimate facts. Every time a young man or woman comes up from NXT or the developmental area of WWE, and any time they do somehow get a victory over an established veteran, whether it's someone like a Cena or an Orton or whoever, or maybe even, let's say, when she was around an AJ Lee, maybe Alita or Trish Stratus, whatever, that the established veteran always ends up getting retribution in the end, or redemption, as some people put it. They always end up getting that payback. Maybe not once, maybe just once, but sometimes 2 or 3 times. And people don't like that. They don't like it because it's like, what's the point of sending that person after someone like, like a John Cena? What's the point? Or someone like a Randy Orton. What's the point? The point is it's basically Vince saying, hey, okay, I let you have that. Now you're going to give me what I want. See what I'm saying? And this is why some people feel is that he's not in touch with realities. He's not in touch with the current times. But it does show, whether we like it or not, he's a shrewd businessman. Which is why this is probably going to end up on John Cena before the year's out. Maybe even next year. But what would be even more surprising, though, is if Owens gets inserted into this down the line, which is a possibility, let's not forget that, then we could have a huge surprise of Owens walking out with this. Now, there have been talks and everything of having Seth Rollins hold on to the championship until at least WrestleMania next year. And that's a good thing to do, because at least it shows that no matter how much people try to get the belt off him, he's lasted this long, whether you like him as champion or you don't. Remember when JBL was champion, everybody was hoping and hoping and hoping that he was going to lose the belt. Everybody was hoping and hoping and hoping that an event at SummerSlam he was going to lose. An event like Survivor Series he was going to lose, but it never happened. Royal Rumble, if he was going to lose, never happened. No Way Out, that barbed wire steel cage, never happened. Guess what? WrestleMania came around, it happened. It happened. WrestleMania, what was it, 21, it happened. So, a lot of people are probably going to hopefully get something like that if they keep the belt on Rollins. If they don't keep the belt on Rollins, then it goes to Cena, either at SummerSlam or maybe even Owens, if that's the surprise factor. Now, if they put it on Owens all of a sudden out of nowhere, it shows they have a lot of faith in this guy. It's like, look, this guy is what we want as a heel. Someone that is not going to put the belt on the line unless there isn't something in it for him. You know, who's like, okay, you got to defend the title. Oh, I don't feel like defending it tonight. I don't want to defend it unless it's something for me. So that would be something fans could look into and invest in. But is it? You see, to me, when I look at this, knowing that there's a possibility that John Cena can end up winning this for a 16th time with what they're planning to do, I wouldn't be surprised or shocked. Because like I've said, and I'll say it again, if you think Vince McMahon is just gonna let Triple H and Stephanie have what they want with the NXT people coming up and being showcased the way they are, without something in return, you're damn wrong. You are damn wrong. And that's a fact. It's a hard-nosed truth, but it's a fact. And I know some of you are sitting there and thinking, oh no, not another reign. Not another John Cena reign. Let's take a look at the possibilities here. John Cena could just end up winning his 16th title. But he could end up being cashed in on by Sheamus on that same night. And yes, that would lead us to maybe a fatal four-way triple threat night of champions between Sheamus, Rollins, and Cena. Which again is a possibility. But even if he wins, doesn't mean he'll walk out of SummerSlam with the belt. You gotta look at it that way. So, to me, there's a strong, very strong possibility that yes, he'll get a 16th title reign, but it won't last. But the question is being asked. Is it 16 and 15 or is it 16 and 16? Because like I said, don't think Vince McMahon is just going to let Triple H have what he wants with the NXT deal and stuff without getting something in return, because this is what he wants in return. He wants the face that runs the place to hold this again. That's what he wants. And again, I know some of you don't like it, and honestly, I may respect John Cena and everything, be a fan of his, but honestly, I think out of respect, John Cena should just be just be 15 times. Just leave it. Let Ric Flair have the 16-time title reign. But knowing Vince McMahon, he's going to want to do everything he can to annihilate anything that represents his former competition. And if it means untying and then eventually annihilating the record reign of Ric Flair as world champion, then so be it. He's going to do it. But we'll just have to wait and see. But the question does get raised. SummerSlam, will it be 16 and 15? Or will they be smart and leave it for 16 and 16, even though we may not like it? Because we all know it's coming. Honestly, we'll just have to wait and find out. But look at it this way, like I said. He could win at SummerSlam, but then immediately be cashed in on. Take a look at that. And yes, you would get something you don't want to see again, but you can add a little freshness with a Rollins and maybe an Owens. And like I said, you might even be surprised you might get Owens as the champion, if they want to do that. But, again, the question is, 16 and 15 or 16 and 16? What's it going to be? We'll just have to wait and see. So, let me know what you guys think, though. I know a lot of people watching this are going to be like, oh, please, God, no, not again, not again, not again. Let me know what you guys think. Or some of you are actually looking forward to it and saying, hey, let's get it over with, and maybe it'll just be for a few moments before cash-in. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. But the question is, 16 and 15 or 16 and 16? What's it going to be?